Hello and welcome to another episode of Toya Talks Wrestling. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the go home show on Raw for the Clash at Italy. It was alright. It was okay. Let's start off with some ladies first, because there's not much ladies stuff. We had some tag team action. The Judgment Day girls, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, went up against Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. Liv Morgan was obviously with the Judgment girls. Can I just say something? Like, Liv Morgan has been champion since April 19th or 18th, whatever that day was she won at WrestleMania. And not having had a challenge, other than having the challenge with Saruka on that one night when she came in, she hasn't done anything with the title or anything else like that. And I was just thinking, like, why do we always have to wait for, like, top stars to challenge top stars? Like, I get it that we're waiting for Stephanie Vancouver to, come from injury and everything else, and hopefully she'll be back by Monday at the latest, whatever. But it's like, why can't we just get, like, mid-card people to come here and challenge, like, Liv or something like that? Yeah, we know they're not gonna win, but at least it gives Liv something to do besides just stand around and wait around for somebody to fucking get healed or somebody to come back or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, have them do something, right? That would only be good for Liv, but it'd be also good for the mid-card person and everything else as well. So, like, give them something to do. Like, you know what I mean? They have a job, but let them do the job. Anyways, so, this match was a mess. At one point in time, Liv Morgan gets caught by the ref and she gets ejected from ringside. And I believe I don't know if Dominic Mysterio was already there. He came in. I can't remember because I wasn't paying really that much close attention. But anyway, Dominic Mysterio comes and he starts distracting the ref. And he gets on the apron. The ref is trying to tell him to get down and everything else. And Dominic Mysterio throws his championship belt from AAA into the ring. And you had Lyra and Raquel on the outside of the ring. And I guess Bailey and Roxanne Perez were the legal women in the ring, and now they are, like, as the referee is dealing with Dom, Bailey and Roxanne are, like, tug-of-warring for the title belt and everything else like that, to where it ended up that the belt somehow ended up, like, I think Bailey let go and the belt ended up hitting Dominic Mysterio in the face because he was still on the apron of the ring. And as this happens, Bailey goes and rolls up Roxanne Perez, 1, 2, 3, gets the pin, and that's it. So I don't know if this means that they are next in line for a shot at the titles, but we'll see. We will see. Backstage, you had Becky Lynch being interviewed by one of the interviewers, Jackie or Kathy, I don't know which one. Anyways, one of them was asking, you must feeling pretty good about your chances at Italy because Saruka is injured. I guess she's not so injured that she can't fight this week or this Sunday because that's when Clash in Italy is, but injured enough to where we had to mention it. I don't know if this is part of the storyline or whatever, and everything else like that. So Becky Lynch was like, it's funny how somebody get punched in the face and they become a big star, and some people get punched in the face and they just fail miserably or something like that. That's not exactly what she said, but somewhat to what she said. Basically, she's just basically saying that Saruka ain't ready for big time back. She ain't ready for the main roster. She should go back to NXT. So as far as I know, the match is still going, so I don't know how bad this injury is. Probably not as bad as we think it is or anything else like that. So that is all, I believe, for the women. let's go over and talk about some men's stuff. Okay, so we had LA Knight. LA Knight comes out and basically he declares himself to be in the King of the Ring, because King of the Ring starts, I guess, next Monday in Italy. And he's claiming himself to be a winner and everything else. And he starts talking about Jimmy and Jay, and how Jimmy and Jay and LA Knight, they went against the Vision. They try to break up the Vision and try to stop the Vision and everything else. But now they're going with Roman Reigns. And it's kind of like the same thing as the Vision. They stopped doing that and everything else like that. He don't like it. Basically, he said that Roman Reigns is just a corrupt champion and everything else. Here comes Jimmy, just by himself. Jimmy comes out and he's like, look, I like you, I respect you, and everything else, but basically keep Roman Reigns' name out of your mouth. If you win the King of the Ring, if you win King of the Ring, okay. Sorry, I needed to take a time out for laughter on that one. Anyways, if you win, it'd be one-on-one with you and Roman. It goes, one-on-one. Just like last week when it was 3-on-1 when you, Jay, and Roman attacked Jimmy and everything else like that. He goes, Jimmy's like, that's family business. That does not concern you. That will not happen to you and everything else. He says, I don't know, dude. And LA Knight goes, I don't know. I just don't trust it and everything else like that. And blah, 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 blah. And Jimmy pretty much told him, like, look, dude, nothing's going to happen to you. But if you keep getting and meddling in this business, you're going to be part of family business and everything else. And they're like, oh, am I? Is that what's going to happen and everything else like that? And Jimmy's like, well, you're lucky that Jay's not here. I'm like, why? Because then you two will both jump me or something like that. It just got back and forth. And LA Knight basically telling, Jimmy, I'm watching and everything else like that and all this other stuff, but LA Knight winning fucking King of the Ring. Okay, that's funny. Anyways, next segment, we had a match with Penta versus Devon Evans. Now, there's a bunch of stuff that happened here, so I'm gonna do a bunch of segments, a bunch of wrestlers. Anyways, Penta and Devon Evans, they fought. It was a great match. Freaking phenomenal. Penta's just great. Penta's just fucking awesome, dude. Don't sleep on Penta. He's just amazing. And back and forth, close calls and everything else. It ended up with Penta still keeping his title. And as he's gonna go shake Devon Evans' hand, Devon Evans, kind of dismissed him. He's upset, obviously, because he's lost on all this other stuff. So, Penta goes and celebrates with the crowd or whatever. So later on, in the back, Devon Evans goes up to Penta and he's like, look, man, I apologize. Congratulations and everything else. And, I'll just be stubborn and all this other stuff. Because I'll tell you what, though, I'm coming back for that title shot. I'm coming back for that title. And Penta's like, hey, whenever you're ready, And as Devon Evans is leaving, here comes Rey Mysterio. And Penta and Rey Mysterio, they greet each other, and Rey Mysterio's like, is he gonna be alright? And Penta is like, oh yeah, he'll be fine. He's just upset right now, but he'll be okay. Right? And he's like, and Penta's, talking to Rey Mysterio, and he's like, oh, congratulations on being named the general manager for AAA. And he's like, oh, thank you very much and everything else. And Rey Mysterio's basically congratulating Penta for being a great IC champion and everything else like that. And Penta's like, he wants to be a fighting champion and he wants to fight everybody. He wants to fight the best. And he told Rey Mysterio, goes, I want to have a match with you. And Rey Mysterio's like, oh, I'm honored and everything else like that. He goes, I'm going to go talk to Pierce right now. That's what Penta said. So he leaves, right? So then later on in the segment, you have Rey Mysterio and Adam Pierce. They're talking to each other, and I guess they're talking about having Penta wanting them to have a match with Rey Mysterio for the title. And here comes Mr. All Ego himself, Ethan Page. And Ethan Page is like, what is going on over here and everything else. First, you give a title shot, you grant a title shot to Javon Evans, and now you're putting Rey Mysterio in front of me. I want my rematch from Saturday Night's main event, because I want my rematch. And Adam Pearce is like, well, if you want your rematch, you're gonna have to earn it. And he's like, what did Rey Mysterio do to earn it? Oh, is this one of these general manager like perks or something like that and everything else? And as they were talking all this other stuff, here comes Rusev, and Rusev is like, what's going on here? And Mr. All Ego himself is like, I was just here defending you about having Rey Mysterio jump in front of you for your title shot for the Intercontinental Championship. And I'm like, lie? Lie? Anyway, she's like, and then Rusev's like, wait, what? He gets the title shot before I do? What the hell's up with that? And Adam Pearce is like, no, that's not it, but everything else and then Rey Mysterio comes in and goes, look, if I have to fight Rusev to get a title shot, let's go, right? Let's just do this, right? So they had that match. So they have the match. Ethan Page was on commentary with Wade Barrett and Michael Cole, or Mike as Ethan Page calls him, and everything else like that. So it ended up with Rey Mysterio winning the match and all this other stuff, and Rusev ends up attacking Rey Mysterio after the match, and Ethan Page is like, see, this is what I came out here for, just for this, like, and everything else. And then here comes Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee comes in and comes in to help Rey Mysterio, and Ethan Page is like telling Dragon Lee to mind his business, and he goes in there, he tries to attack Dragon Lee, but he gets, messed up for his fucking interference. So Dragon Lee, he puts him out. So it ended up with Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio being victorious in the ring, and Rusev and Ethan Page on the ramp bitching and complaining, and Ethan Page is telling Dragon Lee he needs to mind his own business. So we'll probably get a match between Ethan and Dragon Lee soon enough, maybe this Monday on Raw, which, by the way, Raw is going to be at 2 p.m. in the East Coast and 11 a.m. on the West Coast. So I don't know. If I have time, I might do the result show on the same day. Maybe. If not, we'll just do it Tuesday. But I can see that happening. And I don't know when this match between Penta and Rey Mysterio is going to happen. Like, again, it could happen Monday. Maybe. I don't know. But we'll see. So we have some more segments with more wrestlers. So let's go ahead and talk about it. We had backstage, because Logan Paul got injured on Saturday Night's main event. I believe it was Dawkins who did a suicide dive and right into Logan Paul, and Logan Paul injured one of his triceps, so he'll be out for a couple of months. So I'm guessing now that Braun Breaker is champion with Austin Theory now. Braun Breaker was not there as well, which a lot of people, I think there was a lot of people missing, but Braun Breaker wasn't there. Austin Theory was there, and he is angry, and he is pissed, and he's like saying that he's going to injure everybody who has injured Logan Paul, who's hurt Logan Paul, and everything else like that. So we had later on, we had Joe Hendry, who was already in the ring with his guitar, and I'm just like, how come we never hear Joe Hendry's theme music? And I'm like, are they gonna change his theme music? That's what I'm afraid of, because we have not heard his theme music. He's been on the freaking roster, and we have not heard his theme song. We've heard like the end of it and everything else. We haven't heard the beginning part of it. So I'm just like, what is going on? I don't know. Like, that's the whole gimmick. It's his theme song. And don't tell me they're gonna change his theme song because they're trying to save money. Because doesn't he sing his own theme song So how much money could you possibly be charging when it's his own shit? I don't get it, but whatever. I don't get it. It's whatever. Anyways, he starts thinking about Logan Paul and ended up getting packed up by Austin Theory because Austin Theory beat the shit out of him with the chair. Thanks for coming, Joe Henry. So you have then later on Seth Rollins and Angelo Dawkins. They're talking, and Seth Rollins is like, look, I listened to your boy Montez Ford. I did not get involved in your match on Saturday, and because I didn't get involved, now you guys are not tag team champions like you should be, and everything else. Like, look, I'm sorry that the Vision did that to you. I know how it feels. The Vision did the same thing to me, where they, made it so I couldn't win and everything else like that, and all this other stuff. But as they were talking, here comes Montez Ford, and Montez Ford's like, what are we doing? Why are we here? Are we still on the Seth Rollins redemption tour and everything else? And Seth Rollins goes, yeah, I get it. You don't like me and everything else, but we need to work together to get rid of the Vision. I'm like, really? You really don't need to get rid of the Vision. I think the Vision is getting rid of themselves by all these injuries. Anyways, so it's like they're going back and forth and everything else, and Seth Rollins is like, I get it, you don't like me, you don't have to like me, but let's just get rid of the Vision and then we can just go on our merry little ways. If you would have listened to me, if you would have let me be out there, you guys would have been tag team champions right now. You're not. One of us in this circle has been champion multiple times. One of us had a main event at WrestleMania and everything else, and all this other stuff. And he's like, you know what, Montez Ford is like, you know what, you're right, you did, but one of us has the brothers' backs. Where are your brothers at? And he's all looking around, I don't see him. He goes, I get it, I get it, and everything else like that. And basically just ended up with Montez Ford being like, you know what, you think you're the best? Go prove it out there in the ring tonight. He goes, fine, let's fight. I'll go get changed and everything else like that. So, and Angelo Dawkins is like, come on guys, you don't have to do this and everything else like that. So they ended up having their match. This was the second best match on the show. Like, I think I'm going to get Penta and Devon Evans first, but this is the second match. If there's only two matches you ever watch on the show, it's going to be the Penta, Devon, and this one right here. This was a good ass match, right? They're going back and forth and everything else. At one point, you had Seth Rollins put Montez Ford into the pedigree, and they're on the floor. He puts him down, and now Montez Ford is down, and Seth Rollins is on his knees, and Seth Rollins is like, look man, we don't have to do this. We don't need to fight each other. We just need to get rid of the Vision and everything else. Let's work together. I'm a changed man. Okay, sure, we've heard that one before. He goes, I'm a changed man and everything else like that. He goes, we need to work together, and Montez Ford just slaps Rollins in the face, right? Like, nah, I don't believe you. And he slaps him in the face, and he gets him, and he goes up to the heavens, and Frog Splash, and I think he tries to go for the Frog Splash, and then he gets, he doesn't get the pin because Rollins goes up and then everything else, and I think he does it again or whatever, and he rolls over out the way, and then ended up where Rollins ends up doing the curb stomp on Montez Ford, and 1, 2, 3 gets the pin. So after the match, here comes Angelo Dawkins, and he's coming out because he wasn't out there. He's coming out and everything else, and as he's coming out, here comes Austin Theory. Austin Theory comes out with the chair, and he beats the shit out of Angelo Dawkins on top of the stage. Now on the stage, they have the metal grate on the ground. Angelo Dawkins, he's laying on the metal crate, and it's supposed to look like a one-man concerto between the chair and the crate, where it's supposed to be like Angelo Dawkins. No, Austin Theory is supposed to hit Angelo Dawkins in the head. At least that's what it's supposed to look like, right? Not literally hit him in the head, because we don't want no fucking him to get a brain damage or anything like that, but that's how it's supposed to look. But for some reason, the camera angle was just so terrible that it was clearly you didn't see him hit the he didn't like. Clearly you could see where Austin Theory had the chair, and where Angelo Dawkins' head was, and where the chair was, and where the crate was, and everything else like that. It was just terrible. And I'm just like, ooh, someone's gonna get fired. Someone's gonna get reprimanded, because wow, that was bad. I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Like, usually the camera angles, the camera guys are usually fucking amazing with these camera shots, but that one was just like, someone had an off day or something. I don't know. It was just terrible. It was like, it just looked bad. But anyway, so later on in the show, you had Montez Ford go over to Adam Pearce, and he's like, how's Angelo Dawkins doing and everything else? And Adam Pearce is like, they're working on him. I'm like, what are they doing back there? I'm like, what do you mean they're working on him? He didn't even hit him! But anyways, they're working on him and everything else like that. And here comes Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins comes in, and he's like, how is he doing and everything else like that? And he's like, what's going on with him? And Adam Pearce is like, they're still working on him and everything else. And he's like, if I could say something, and he's like, and Montez Ford is like, look, right now we have to worry about my boy and everything else, you know, all this other stuff. He might be out and everything else, so we need to work together and everything else. And Seth Rollins like, we? And he's like, we, right? So then they shake hands and everything else. So, hey, Kumbaya is coming back. I guess we are getting Kumbaya after all. So they're gonna work together to get rid of the Vision. Again, they're getting rid of themselves by the injuries. But anyways, so then, you know, Montez Ford, he goes in to go see Angelo Dawkins, and then Seth Rollins is talking to Adam Pearce. He's like, I want a match as soon as possible. I need to cut the head of the snake. I want a match with Braun Breaker as soon as possible. Right? So he's like, alright, so you got your match. When is this soon as possible? I don't know. Maybe wrong. Maybe I have no idea. Anyways, so you have later on, you had Austin Theory go up to Adam Pearce, and Adam Pearce is like, you know what? I've had enough of you for today and all this other stuff. You caused enough trouble. The only thing I want you to do right now is find an exit and get out of my building. I don't want to see the rest of the night. And he's like, oh yeah? And everything else is like, yeah. And he gets in out of face. And then here comes Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's like, look, you're absolutely right. Austin Theory has no right to be acting this way. As a matter of fact, I'm going to, you know, punish him, recommend him. I'm going to punish him and, you know, talk to him and everything else like that. And he's like, you shouldn't be doing all this stuff and everything else. But really, he's just giving him like, oh, good job and everything else like that. Right? As they were leaving, you had Alpha Academy was looking at Austin Theory, and he's like, they're like, I don't trust him and everything else, and there's something going on. And Maxine Dupree, which by the way, I have not mentioned this, but Maxine Dupree has been hanging out with Logan Paul and Austin Theory and the Vision. She's been talking to the Vision. You see him in the background talking. She's been in the car with the Vision. So I don't know what's going on there exactly. I don't know if they're gonna have her be part of the Vision. If I was Maxine Dupree, I wouldn't be part of the Vision, because At one point, you're just gonna get injured. They're cursed. I don't know I don't know. Maybe Danhausen cursed them before Danhausen came into WWE. I don't know. But I would stay far away from the Vision as possible if I was Maxine Dupree. But Maxine Dupree was like, oh, he's just angry. He'll be alright. I'm like, he just beat 2 people up with chairs. I don't, okay. But, you know, she said she'll see the guys later and everything else. And you know, Otis and Tozawa are just like questioning everything. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. Something's happening. I'm guessing that Maxine Dupree might be joining the Vision soon. Maybe. I don't know. Next segment, we have Paul Heyman in the ring, and basically Paul Heyman, he has a contract in his hand, and he was like, Obafemi has woken up the beast. He has woken up the beast. He has woken up the beast. He said it 3 times, not me. And then he said he woken up the beast, Brock Lesnar. Oh, that beast. I was wondering which beast you were talking about. Oh, I didn't know. Anyways, and saying that because he's woken up the beast, that he's going to pay, and that Brock Lesnar is going to beat him, and he's gonna rule over him and everything else like that. And then we cut to a segment to where we had Brock Lesnar had a video vignette, and Brock Lesnar in the video vignette basically saying that he was congratulating Obafemi because he said, you know what, I never really congratulated you, so congratulations on beating me. You beat me so bad that it made me retire. And everything else like that. No one's ever done that before. And he goes, but you know what? That didn't sit well with me. I didn't like that. And everything else like that. So when I gave you those F5s, those 4 F5s was like a shot or whatever, blah blah blah. And he's basically saying that he's going to rule over the ruler and everything else, and he's going to beat Obafemi at Cash in Italy and everything else like that. So they come back to Paul Heyman in the ring, and Paul Heyman's talking some more, and then you hear the music, you hear Obafemi, and everyone's going to Obafemi and everything else. By the way, okay, I don't know if they show this in the America, because I have VPN, so my NXT is not on America, it's on some other country, but they have the Obafemi strut cam. They didn't do it here, but they did it later on, like during the commercial break, right? I guess they have the commercial break or the ads or whatever they need to do over there on, like, I guess USA or whatever. I mean Netflix or something. I don't know what they were doing, but whatever the commercial they were having, they did the Obafemi strut cam, and that was just cringe. Anyway, so Obafemi comes out, right, and basically he goes up to Paul Heyman and he's like, oh, I have woken up the beast and everything else, and what do you think the beast awoken up in me? What did you think that 4 F5 are awoken up in me and everything else? I mean, I know what you're going to say, Paul Heyman. This ain't personal. This is business. He goes, I don't know, Paul Heyman. Getting F5 4 times seems pretty personal to me and everything else. Basically, he's like, look, I ain't gonna hurt you. Okay, I'm not gonna put hands on you. I'm gonna need you, because I'm gonna need you to tell Brock Lesnar's story. And when you fast forward towards the end of the chapter, you're gonna say that Obafemi retired Brock Lesnar for the 2nd time. He signs the contract. This right here is the last chapter. And I'm just like, man, I hope so. Because, let me just say this, right? I think, and we'll talk about this later on Thursday with Tim, but I think that Obafemi should beat Brock Lesnar once again, because Obafemi should be in the King of the ring. He should win it, and he should be in it. And he should have a match with whoever is champion at the time during SummerSlam. He should fight that guy, and he should hold the title. He should be champion. That's what I'm thinking. So, I think, because I really want Over Feminism to win the King of the Ring. I think it's a perfect tournament for him to win and everything else. I don't know who's going to be on the other side of that match, but he should win. He should win. So he should win on Sunday. We'll talk more about that on Thursday, but that's how I feel. Anyways, last segment of the night, we had the contract signing for the tribal combat between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu. So Jacob Fatu comes out first. He's already signed the contract, and then he goes and rearranges the furniture, because you know they always have to put the 2 chairs and the table, so he just throws everything out. Fucking shit. It's like, we don't need this shit, right? And then Roman Reigns comes out, and Roman Reigns is taking his fucking time. Take your time, Roman. We ain't in a rush. We're not in a rush at all. Just take your time. So he comes in, and they're singing happy birthday to Roman Reigns. The audience was, I guess it's Roman Reigns' birthday yesterday. So they're singing happy birthday and saying happy birthday in OTC and everything else like that. Roman Reigns signs the contract and tells Adam Pearce and the security who was in there to leave the ring. Goes, "Are you sure?" As if the fucking security is actually going to be doing something here, but whatever. And Roman Reigns is like, he signed the contract. He can't touch me until the match. That's the rules of the tribal combat, whatever. So Roman Reigns tells the crowd to acknowledge him, and they acknowledge him. They OTC'd him. They happy birthday him and everything else like that. And Roman's like, see how easy that was? See how easy that was? That's all you needed to do, was to acknowledge me. That's it. Now, when I beat you, you have no other choice but to acknowledge me and everything else like that. And then Jacob Fatu was like, well, that's not gonna happen and everything else, because this Sunday I'm gonna dog walk your ass and all this other stuff. And then Roman Reigns like, I'm gonna treat you like a dog, and I'm gonna walk you. I'm gonna domesticate you, and then you're gonna have to listen to me. You're gonna have to acknowledge me. I'm gonna make you acknowledge me. I'm gonna make you listen to me. How? I'm gonna make you love me, and everything else like that. And Jacob Fatu's like, well, if that happens, at least I still have a job. And I'm like, that's the spirit. You know, he might treat you like a slave and like a bitch boy, but hey man, you got a job. Because I'm gonna dog walk your ass and everything else. I'm like, there's a lot of dog walking in this segment for some fucking reason, whatever. Anyways, they ended up shaking hands and, you know, embracing foreheads, I guess, with each other and everything else like that. Kind of like the same thing they did with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, and they had their tribal combat. Did they do it with Solo? I don't remember. But, yeah. Again, we'll talk about that later on in the week as well, so. But, all in all, that was a go-home show for Raw, for Clash at Italy. I don't know. I know they're in Spain this Friday. I don't know if they're having the regular scheduled time or it's going to be early. I mean, I don't know. I have VPNs. It might be early. So if it's possible, I could probably have that out on the same day. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.